Starbucks was once more than just a coffee shop. It was a symbol of comfort, consistency, and culture. Millions of people around the world started their mornings with a Starbucks cup in hand. It wasn't just about caffeine. It was about the experience. The smell of freshly ground coffee, the calm atmosphere, and the feeling of having a place between home and work. Starbucks called this the third place. But today, something has changed. Customers are walking away. Stores are closing. Wait times are getting longer. And the company that once dominated the coffee world is facing serious challenges. How did Starbucks go from unstoppable growth to struggling to keep customers happy? To understand this, we have to go back to the beginning. Starbucks was founded in 1971 in Seattle, Washington. At the time, it wasn't even a coffee shop. It was just a store that sold coffee beans and equipment. The founders had a passion for high-quality coffee, but they didn't serve drinks. Everything changed in the 1980s when Howard Schultz joined the company. During a trip to Italy, he noticed something different. Coffee shops there weren't just places to grab a drink. They were social hubs. People talked, relaxed, and enjoyed the experience. Schultz wanted to bring that idea to America. He believed coffee could be more than a product. It could be an experience. Eventually, Schultz took control of Starbucks and began transforming it into what we know today. Stores started serving espresso drinks. The design focused on comfort and atmosphere. Baristas became part of the brand. Starbucks wasn't selling coffee, it was selling a feeling. And it worked. Starbucks began expanding rapidly. Stores opened across the United States and then around the world. Customers were willing to pay more because Starbucks offered something different. It wasn't just fast coffee, it was premium coffee. By the early 2000s, Starbucks was everywhere. The company had thousands of stores. Its logo became one of the most recognizable symbols in the world. Starbucks had turned coffee into a global lifestyle brand. But rapid growth came with hidden problems. As Starbucks expanded faster and faster, maintaining quality became more difficult. Stores became busier. Baristas had less time to connect with customers. The experience started to feel less personal. Instead of being a relaxing third place, Starbucks began to feel more like a fast food chain. Speed became the priority. Efficiency replaced atmosphere. And customers noticed. One of the biggest changes came with the introduction of mobile ordering. On the surface, mobile ordering seemed like a great idea. Customers could order ahead and skip the line. It was convenient. But it also created new problems. Stores became overwhelmed with orders. Baristas had to juggle in-store customers, drive-through orders, and mobile orders all at once. This created longer wait times and more stress for employees. Customers who ordered in person sometimes had to wait behind dozens of mobile orders. The experience became frustrating. At the same time, Starbucks continued raising prices. What once felt like an affordable luxury began to feel expensive. A simple coffee could cost several dollars. Specialty drinks cost even more. For many customers, it stopped feeling worth it, especially as inflation increased and people became more careful with their spending. Another major issue was the shift in store design. Starbucks originally focused on creating comfortable spaces where people could sit and relax. Soft lighting, comfortable chairs, and welcoming environments were key parts of the brand. But many newer stores removed those features. Some locations focused heavily on drive-through and mobile pickup instead of seating. Others reduced seating space entirely. This made stores feel less inviting. Instead of being places to stay, they became places to grab coffee and leave. This shift saved money and increased efficiency, but it damaged the brand's identity. Because Starbucks was never just about coffee, it was about the experience. At the same time, competition increased. Independent coffee shops began offering higher quality coffee and more personal service. Many customers preferred supporting local businesses instead of large corporations. These smaller coffee shops often offered better coffee, unique environments, and stronger community connections. Starbucks was no longer the only premium option. Customers also began making coffee at home more often. Home espresso machines became more affordable. People realized they could make similar drinks for a fraction of the price. This reduced the need to visit Starbucks regularly. Technology also changed customer expectations. People wanted faster service, lower prices, and better quality. Starbucks struggled to balance all three. If they focused on speed, quality suffered. If they focused on quality, speed suffered. And if they raised prices, customers left. This created a difficult situation. Another challenge came from the complexity of Starbucks' menu. Over time, the menu expanded to include hundreds of drink combinations. While this offered customers more choice, it also made operations more complicated. Baristas had to memorize countless recipes. Complex drinks took longer to prepare. This slowed down service and increased errors. It also increased stress for employees. Employee satisfaction began to decline. Many workers reported feeling overwhelmed, overworked, and under pressure. This affected customer service. Because unhappy employees cannot deliver great experiences. The company that once focused heavily on customer connection was now focused heavily on efficiency. This change was subtle at first, but over time, it became obvious. Customers no longer felt the same emotional connection to Starbucks. It became just another coffee chain, not a special place, not a destination, just a transaction. And that's a dangerous position for a brand built on experience. Starbucks had built its success on emotional value. When that emotional value disappeared, customers had fewer reasons to stay loyal, especially when cheaper and better alternatives existed. Despite all these challenges, Starbucks is still one of the largest coffee companies in the world. But its dominance is no longer guaranteed. The company now faces a critical decision. Should it continue focusing on efficiency and scale? Or should it return to its roots and focus on experience? Because the very thing that made Starbucks successful in the first place was never just coffee. It was the feeling, the atmosphere, the connection. And without that, Starbucks risks becoming just another coffee seller in a crowded market.